A new player in the seed business is trying to shake things up. Here's more from Farmers Business Network when we caught up with them at Husker Harvest Days. And then harnessing the power of all that data, well, you can do some pretty cool stuff with that. And that Ron Wolfkuhl is with Farmers Business Network. And that's really kind of the foundation of what your business, you're part of, is all about, right?
Well, it absolutely is. We bring the power of modern data science, if you will, to the farm. And so what that means is the farmers, they join our network, but then they provide their planting data, their harvest data, and that unlocks for them the ability to see harvest data of other farmers. So for instance, this morning I was talking with the farmer, and there was a particular hybrid he's planting that we have 300,000 acres worth of data, and he was asking me, he goes, what plant population do you think we should plant? I said, well, let's take a look. And we open up our seed finder, and he was just shocked. He's like, oh my gosh, I've been planting at 30,000, and I'm looking at Nebraska irrigated farmers. On this particular hybrid, there was like 40,000 acres that fit his exact situation, and they were making the most yield at about 36,000. And he was like, oh my gosh, I've been doing it wrong. I can make more yield and just keeping the same hybrid. And that is exactly what we're about as FBM.
And then what you guys are doing then on the seed side of the business, I mean, the seed industry is pretty well established, but you guys are trying to disrupt some of how that works.
Right, so what we've done with seed is we were talking with farmers. They constantly brought up to us, guys, you're willing to be disruptive, you're willing to do things different. There must be some way that I can buy seed differently. And we've published a seed relabeling report that indicates to farmers which seeds are the same as genetics as other seeds. So there may be service components that are different. There might be, they know their local rep for a certain seed company. But on the other hand, there's a lot of hybrids that have the same base genetics. And so on top of that, then farmers are like, well, you guys must be able to do this different. Come on. And so what we've done is we put together a network of breeders to bring forward new hybrids to farmers at a price level that I would say is unheard of in many years.
It's kind of like if I've been paying for the name brand prescription and now I can get the generic that does the same thing, but then actually take that product and even make it better. I mean, that's definitely a kind of a game changer.
Yeah, I actually use that analogy a lot. So our glyphosate-tolerant soybeans, for instance, is off-patent glyphosate, which farmers would have known as Roundup Ready 1, exactly like the pharmaceutical example. So great technology, absolutely provides resistance to the herbicide Roundup or the glyphosate-containing herbicides. But on the other hand, we're also putting it in new genetics. So the farmer still gets the genetic yield improvement, but because we're not paying a trait fee on the trait, we're able to offer this new price level.
Undeniably dairy. Dairy farmers highlight their place in the farm-to-market movement. Here's more from NTV's Good Life.
First and foremost, celebrating the dairy farmer in particular. I think the farm-to-table movement has been going on, for quite some time now, and I think that's a great thing. I think we all want to be connected to it. But I think the dairy farmer in particular is kind of like the unsung hero of this whole movement. I think everybody goes to the farmer's market and you see these gorgeous heirloom tomatoes or, like a purple carrot pulled out of the dirt, but, you don't necessarily, think of the dairy farmer as part of this movement. And trust me when I tell you, if you've ever visited a dairy farm, which I had the pleasure of going to Nate's farm just upstate New York, you've realized that these guys are farming just the same as the person that's showing you that tomato.
And we'll check out our harvest forecast next.